Hello everybody, welcome to the College 101 series. So another informative video. This is going to be a very useful topic if you have an adult or an incoming adult, as in if they are going to be 18 soon, and if they are already in their 17 and 16 years old of age, they must have done these things. It's very essential as a parent for you to insist that they should get this done in this country, especially in US or anywhere outside US. Some things may even apply for people who are in India or anywhere in the world for that matter. So first and foremost is driver's license. They need to get their driving permit before they go to college if possible. If not, at least in the first year of their college. Driving is a very essential thing in this country. Without knowing how to drive, it is very difficult to survive. In the sense to go to other places. Maybe if they are in New York and they have a very good transportation system, public transportation system there, they may not need their driving permit or driver's license. But it is a very good form of identification. So it's nothing wrong in learning how to drive. It's like swimming. It's a life skill. So you need to get the driving done. There is a process. Every state will have their own process and they have their own website. DMV is the website. You will go on DMV and you will check if they are eligible to drive and if they are eligible to take the permit. In California, when they turn 15 and a half, a child can go and get their learner's permit. The learner's permit will be given to them after they take the written test. For taking that written test, they must go and finish. I've done a detailed video on driving and driver's permit. You can go and watch that, but I'll just give you an overview. So they will have to finish a driver's ed program online, which is 30 hours of video. After finishing that video, they will get a small pink slip sent to their house, and you take that pink slip, go to the driver DMV, you give that pink slip to them, take an appointment, write the exam, get the learner's permit. From the time you get the learner's permit and from that time you can practice in your own vehicle. I recommend you to go to a professional at least for minimum of 2 hours so that they will give you a good idea of how to operate a vehicle. Then you will practice with your family members in your own vehicle. You will get your you have to wait 6 months if you are under 18. If you are over 18, the process is pretty much similar to the adult driver's license, because they are an adult, right? So I don't think they will have to take permit and they don't have to go through that step. They will just take the written exam and then come back for a driving test, behind the wheel test. So as soon as you get the learner's permit, you will practice for 6 months and you will go for a behind the wheel test and then you will get a license. If you are under 18, you will get a probation license with probation, and for 1 year I think you have to have a clean license, which means you cannot have any offenses on it, and then you will get a proper adult license after you turn 18. That's how it works. They will give you, the date will be up until your 18th birthday, and then you have to go and renew your thing, and then you'll get it for the next 5 years. That's how it works. At least for Tavin's case, that's how it worked. The second thing is a credit card. So if your child is under 18, they will not get a credit card. You will have to add a credit card under your name, and you can set a limit depending on the bank you are in and then give them a credit card. They definitely need a debit card. For a student, you can open a debit card under your own bank account. So if I have a bank account in Bank of America, and then my kids, they have their own student account, the juvenile account in the same bank. We got that done when the boys were, I think, 13 and that age, 13 or 14. It's a normal account, and I think you have to maintain a balance of 300 in that account at any given time. It's very useful. If you have an Apple device or a Google Pay Android device, you can add digital payment and digital modes of payment in their device, and then it will be under their wallet. So that is something you can do. If they are 18 and they don't have a credit history and they need credit history in the future, that is when the secure credit card will come into play. So as soon as they turn 18, you will be able to get them a credit card that is called secured credit card. Talk to your bank and they will be able to give you more information. I think the secure credit card has a limit of $500 and some have $800, and it's a very small credit limit. It's a card with a small credit limit and it's very useful for a child. Then comes their safety. So there is an app called Life 360. As a family, we have been using this app for quite some time. This will help you locate your child. This will help you track their speed if they are driving already, and you will also you'll be able to see if they are safe and secure without disturbing them. That's the main part of it. In the sense, it's a live app where you can go and see their whereabouts and check on them and their location when they are in school or when they are at home or when they are with their friends. So we, all four of us, share our location with each other. So it's been very useful and I personally like it. My kids have no objection in sharing their location with me, so it's been okay. If you don't want to use an app, you can use, if you have an Apple device, you will be able to share your location with your device, tag the device and then locate them. Other than that, I don't know if they have, Google Maps, they have their own location sharing too, but that is actually temporary. If you're going somewhere, I think you can share your location using Google Maps. That will also help tracking and other purposes. Then if your child is traveling abroad, or if your child is traveling out of state for studies, there is something called TSA pre-check. So get that done for your child because it will help them save some time in the TSA security line. So there is a long line in every domestic airport. So if your child is going to be flying frequently, TSA pre-check will come in handy and it will save them some time and they will not feel tired. I think there is a difference of almost 45 minutes from the regular TSA line to the pre-check line. If it may actually work for you also as a parent. If you're going to fly back and forth to see your child, I would highly recommend getting the TSA pre-check. It is a paid service. You go and look it up online and there are some agencies who will be able to do that for you. In this area, I know there is one in Pleasanton and you can get it done through them. But the process starts online, so you have to check that online and get started. The next comes their transportation. If your child is going to stay away from you, it is best for them to have Uber app or Lyft app or both on their devices, because if they're going to, let's say they're going to a party and they want to have some drinks and they want to come home, it's best to have Uber and you can tell them, give them the freedom to let you know, and then you can call them, not only if they drink, even otherwise, if they're going to go out their friends to a concert and they need to take a cab, it's better to have a Uber and a Lyft account, preferably a shared account. If not, then you can have an account. They can have their own account and you can ask them to share their location as soon as they get onto a vehicle. Now, I think Uber has a feature where you can add a teen account to their own Uber main app. So you can do that too. And Lyft is another app which we have used extensively. One good thing about Lyft is sometimes Lyft is cheaper than Uber in some of the main metropolitan areas. Because Uber, they will add a subcharge if it is a busy peak time. Lyft will also add a subcharge, but the charge is a little lesser than Uber. So depending on who is available and how much money difference, you can use both. Make sure you give your child training before they know how to use this Uber and Lyft app, because they need to know how to use it. So when they call a Uber, the Uber driver will locate wherever you are live in their live location scanner. So they will, let's say I am calling Uber from this area, but I need to get onto the Uber from the high school. I cannot do that. I have to go to the high school and then call Uber from there. Because if I call Uber from here and I start walking, the driver will look at my phone and they will be able to see that I'm walking towards somewhere. So they'll be confused. So wherever you are, the person who's going to call the Uber, they need to know where their location there, wherever they've called the car from, that's where they have to stand. And in some metropolitan areas, there are locations for Uber and all these ride shares. So if they are in a mall, if they are in a highly populated area or an airport or a hotel, they have to go to the ride share location. It's a term that they should know. You should also know that. Go to the ride share location and then call for an Uber. And sometimes they will have a number and the Uber driver will call you and tell you, come to the parking lot number 6. Then the child should walk towards the parking lot number 6 and they will get onto that. If they delay in doing that, there will be a waiting charge. So let them know that too. But it's very convenient. We have used it. My children have used it. I really like it. And in fact, one time when we had gone to a birthday party for the boys, Tavin and mom and we had extra people and we sent them in Uber. With the boys came home in Uber from Tracy to our house.
There's another incident also, right? Got fixed into the Uber.
Yeah.
No, it's a safe at least.
Yeah, so one time Tavin had to help some kids to get home from Pleasanton to Mountain House. They knew that he had Uber and they had asked his help to get back home to Mountain House. Tavin did not know that the Uber would track his phone. He just called the Uber for his friend and then the group, and he started walking towards our car because we were there to pick him up. And suddenly, then he realized, we called him and we said, like, stay where you are because the cab's gonna come wherever you are. Your phone is being tracked by Uber. So then he waited and he made sure the friends got onto the vehicle and then he came with us. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. Then comes the very important part of power of attorney. This is very new to me too. I haven't done this yet for Tavin. I am going to do it because this has to be done when they turn 18. As soon as a child turns 18, they have the right to live their own life here. They will not have, they don't have to share anything with us as per law in this country. It's starting from their financial information to their health information, to their medical information, to their college information. So there is a website called Mama Bear. They are very famous for this medical power of attorney and other power of attorneys that are linked to young adults. So please go on to their website and make sure you get that process started with your teenager. It is very important that you need to get that done, because sometimes if there is something happening, something unfortunate that happens and you have to get hold of their information, then we may not be able to get that because we don't have permission as next of kin. Even though we are the legal guardians for them, sometimes the hospitals and the other institutions, financial institutions, have the right to not release it to us. And also when it comes to college, recently I learned that in Tavin's college, he has to nominate me and his dad as legal, I forgot the term, to gain access to his college bill and his marks. So there was a form where he had to go and add us and authorize us as the persons who can call and talk about his anything regarding Tavin. So when I had to call them for something, they asked me like, what is your first name, last name, and we need to check if you're on his file. Even though we are his parents, we would assume that, yeah, I'm his parent. I should be able to access everything. But then they said, no, we have to make sure that you are there. Unfortunately, it looks like he added us already. And when he added us, I received an email. Vinod must have received an email too. I don't know if he checked it. So you will receive an email to approve that yeah, I am his legal guardian and I will be able to access it. So I had to create a login in that particular college site so that, I'll be able to access his billing and all his, the dollars that they spend online and his everything related to Tavin. And when I called, I had to give him his student ID. That is another thing I want to let you all know. Please save their number, student ID, on your phone somewhere, or email it to you, or keep it handy. Don't call your child to ask that. Please make sure you know their student ID, mom and dad and siblings, whoever is there, please have it handy. Because if you want to locate them or if you want to talk to some official in the school, the first thing they ask for is their student ID. Now, that student ID will actually come in handy when you apply for an Amazon account for students, a DoorDash account for students, Spotify account for students. These are all fancy things. I mean, these are all not necessities. But if the child is going to be in a hostel and a dorm and they have to have food outside, a DoorDash account will come in handy. So you can get a DoorDash account in, I think they have some smaller discount, not a deep discount, but there is a discount for students. and they have an account for Spotify, student account for Spotify. They have a Netflix account for students, and Amazon, you can give them access from your family. You can share your family account to them. If not, you can have their own student account. The only criteria is that they have to have their student email ID, and they will verify that with the college, and only then you will be able to get that discount. And recently somebody had asked me when we bought a computer for Tavin, if we got any discount. We bought it from Costco, so we did not have any discount on that. Costco had their own discount at the time. But Apple, they do have a discount of 5% or something for students. And North Face, the famous backpack jacket company, right? They have a discount. All like Target and many stores, they have student discounts throughout the year. You can look it up and it will help you. I think Nike, they have their own student discount as well. The Livermore outlet here, I've heard Srijit tell me that if you have your student ID, college ID, you can show them and they will give you a discount in most stores. We haven't tried it yet. We have to try it with Tavin. But you can try if it works for you. And I hope it was useful. I hope this video will be useful to you. We'll meet in another series. Thanks.
Thank you guys for watching this video.